The market capitalization of the coin is used to summarize all that is taught in this video. I would also like to remind you to give my channel a like and subscribe to it so that you can stay up to date on future XRP news as well as other cryptocurrency news in general. Take a look at this now, shall we? As a result of Gensler, Biden will be defeated in the election. According to the chief executive officer of Ripple, the cryptocurrency industry has been gripped by the intense legal struggle that is now taking place between the United States Securities and Exchange Commission and Ripple. War has been going on for a long amount of time. Nevertheless, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse has been making headlines for his insightful reaction to the most recent comments made by Gary Gensler, the chair of the Securities and Exchange Commission. Garlinghouse's response has been made public. Reports claim that Gensler has noted that cryptography is a field in which the leading lights from a few years ago are either currently incarcerated, are on the verge of going to jail, or are waiting to be extradited. The chief executive officer of Ripple has expressed his disapproval of the chair of the Securities and Exchange Commission. He made this statement in reference to the position that the Securities and Exchange Commission holds on Bitcoin. He stated that the American public is not receiving the appropriate disclosure that they are legally required to get, but that they require. Garlinghouse went to X in order to voice his discontent with the situation. It was stated by him that this is a total and utter lies emerging from Gary Gensler. He remarked that this is completely false. In addition to this, he stated in this defamation that all crypto executives should be sent to jail because of the person who entirely missed FTS and decided to cozy up to SBF. And who was included in the news that the Department of Justice made regarding Binance but was not asked to attend? It was claimed by the chief executive officer of Ripple that if he were working for the American people, as he claims he is, he would have been fired a long time ago at this point in time. A key speech was delivered by him, in which he made the implication that Gensler would be the reason that Biden would be unsuccessful in the race. An investigation is being conducted once more into the SEC. A lawsuit that was filed in the state of California is another reason why Garlinghouse is being probed. The case was filed in California. According to this complaint, he is accused of selling millions of tokens while at the same time making comments that are not true about his faith in XRP. This lawsuit is scheduled to go to trial, which will add to the tension that already exists between Ripple and the Securities and Exchange Commission. Ripple and the SEC have been engaged in a protracted legal dispute for quite some time. The comments made by Gensler and the angry reply made by Garlinghouse bring to light the ongoing friction that exists between regulatory bodies and the Bitcoin company. This friction has been going on for quite some time. The perspective that the Securities and Exchange Commission takes regarding the requirement of stringent regulation to protect investors is brought to light by the criticism that Gensler has thrown at the cryptocurrency business. There is a substantial lack of compliance within the industry, according to Gensler. According to Garlinghouse's statements, it would appear that the actions taken by the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) could potentially have political ramifications that are far-reaching. During the ongoing discussions surrounding the regulation of cryptocurrencies in the United States, Garlinghouse and Cuban bring to light a substantial area of disagreement by creating a relationship between Gensler's regulatory strategy and the potential political challenges that President Biden may confront. This connection brings to light a large area of contention. The native cryptocurrency of Ripple, known as XRP, has seen a decrease of 12% over the course of the last 30 days on the market. The cryptocurrency known as XRP is currently trading at an average price of 471 cents at the time that this article was published. There has been a 16% decline in the overall amount of money that is traded in a single day, which has reached $867 million. In addition, Congressman Matt Gaetz has introduced a bill that would make it possible to pay federal income taxes using Bitcoin. This would be done in an effort to foster both innovation and efficiency. A framework must be constructed by the Treasury Department in order to fulfill the requirements of the bill, which calls for the establishment of a framework for the fast conversion of Bitcoin to dollars following transactions. Measure that would make it possible for citizens of the United States to pay their federal income taxes using Bitcoin. This bill is being submitted by Matt Gaetz, a Republican member of Congress. In addition to fostering innovation, the goal of this legislative measure is to improve the effectiveness of the financial system in the United States of America. The Internal Revenue Code of 1986 is being amended by the legislation that Gaetz has proposed, which is currently being considered as part of the measure. In order to facilitate the acceptance of Bitcoin as a recognized method of payment for federal taxes, the Treasury Secretary has been tasked with the obligation of building a framework that will allow for its acceptance. According to Gates, this alteration will make it feasible for taxpayers to have more discretion in their tax duties and will ensure that the United States will continue to be at the forefront of technology innovation. Gates is a proponent of this modification. It is no longer necessary for the Treasury Department to initiate regulations regarding the acceptance of Bitcoin payments as a result of this step. The rapid conversion of Bitcoin amounts received into their dollar counterparts following transactions would be one of the regulations that would be included in these regulations. These regulations would also include other laws and regulations. By utilizing this method, it is anticipated that problems pertaining to taxes will be settled without the participation of any financial intermediaries who are driven by the nation of El Salvador. Following his recent trip to El Salvador, when he was present for President Nayib Bukele's second inauguration, Gates has declared his plan to propose to his future wife. The fact that El Salvador was the first country to acknowledge Bitcoin as a form of legal money is a fact that is particularly noteworthy. With regard to the incorporation of digital currencies into the national financial system, Gates is of the opinion that the United States of America can draw useful insights from the method that El Salvador has taken. A lawmaker who is well known for his strong relationship with former President Donald Trump has voiced his contentment with Trump's stance on Bitcoin. The congressman had previously indicated his agreement with Trump's approach. Trump has committed to foster the expansion and development of digital currencies in the United States, and he has disputed the rules that President Joe Biden has imposed regarding cryptocurrencies. Biden's rules have been challenged by Trump. Some of the states in the United States, including New Jersey, Kentucky, and Colorado, have started the process of implementing their very own crypto tax legislation. This legislation will make it possible for cryptocurrency payments to be made for state taxes. As a result, these states will be able to accept cryptocurrency payments. In the near future, Bitcoin will be officially acknowledged as a payment option. One of the objectives of Gates' plan, which aims to modernize the federal tax system, is to reduce the amount of money that is collected in federal income taxes. Reporting of transactions involving digital assets and taxes on profits or revenue related to cryptocurrency are now the responsibility of the Internal Revenue Service, which is also responsible for mandating the reporting of such transactions. This would be broadened by Gates' measure, which would make it possible for individuals to fulfill their duties to the federal government directly with Bitcoin, in the event that the plan put out by Gates were to be enacted into law. It would be a significant step toward the incorporation of cryptocurrencies into the traditional financial system. As a result of the provision of taxpayers with an alternative method of payment, the action has the potential to accelerate the broad adoption of digital currencies. As a consequence of this legislative move, it is anticipated that industry stakeholders and the general public will pay a significant amount of attention to it. This attention will be focused in particular on the impact that it will have on the regulatory landscape surrounding cryptocurrencies, which is constantly shifting. Conditions that have already been established in the Bitcoin market at the time that this essay is being written. The price of Bitcoin has recovered from a decrease to $58,400 earlier in the week and is currently trading at $61,551 over the course of the last 24 hours for the cryptocurrency. More than 2% of the cryptocurrency's value has increased throughout the course of the subsequent months. The reaction of the market to Gates' plan, as well as the potential repercussions that it may have for the value of Bitcoin and its acceptance, will be closely monitored by a large number of people. FIT21 is a regulatory framework bill that was just approved by the House of Representatives. This measure would assign full regulation of cryptocurrency trading to either the Securities and Exchange Commission CC or the Commodity Futures Trading Commission CF. This information is a result of the recent acceptance of FIT21 by the House of Representatives. The purpose of this bill is to establish a transparent classification system that can determine if a digital asset is a commodity or a security. Through the implementation of this legislation, the goal is to eliminate one of